Hello, good evening, everyone. Oh, wonderful. Welcome to School of Parenting, SOP online conversation. Wow, I'm so excited we're here this evening. We're supposed to have this conversation last week, but we had technical issues. But grateful to God that we are here today. And I believe that everyone is going to have an exciting time. It's going to be educative, and we're going to learn a lot. We actually wanted to do this in June to commemorate the Father's Day, which happened June 18th. But nevertheless, we can celebrate our fathers any time of the year. So we're actually going to be celebrating the fathers today. We're rooting for the fathers. You know, most of the times people celebrate mothers more than the fathers. Someone said something that women are celebrated like almost 3 times a year. We have Mothering Sunday, we have Mother's Sunday, we have International Women's Day, a lot of celebrations for women. But how many celebrations do we have for men? So we're rooting for the dads today. So if you have a dad out there or a father figure that you love so much and you feel that there's something you want to say to the person or something you have learned from that person, you can actually drop it in the comment box. And like I always say, you can let me know where you're watching from. Just drop an emoji and let me know that you're watching right now. So you're welcome this evening to SOP Online Conversation. Our topic for today is fathers, why so important in parenting. Now, quickly, I'm going to go to the profile of our guest. You can see him already. He's ready to deliver to us. So I'm going to read his profile quickly of our guest. Reverend Chima Ochemba is the lead pastor of CGMI, that's Church of God Mission International, the Grace Place, Abuja. He has served as the lead pastor for over 10 years, raising a Christ-centered church right in the heart of the city of Abuja, Nigeria. He spares nothing to ensure that Christ is consistently the most visible part of his life and ministry. He's a trained communication strategist and a graphic designer, creative thinker, a life coach, and a serial entrepreneur, providing support and solutions to both local and international clientele, including the United Nations. He's a public speaker and passionate teacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. He hails from Abia State, Nigeria, and is married to the amazing Pastor Lillian Ochemba, and they are blessed with 3 awesome children, Sean, Andrel, and Amanda. So join me as I welcome to the live stream, Reverend Chima Ochemba. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. So good to have you with us today.
Glad to be here, finally. Glad to be here. Our village people came last week, but we have silenced our village people. We must have this conversation.
Wow, wonderful. Thank God. At least we are here today. We're excited. We're here today. It's a great thing for us to be here today. So it's a wonderful conversation. You know, I heard from someone that when we're celebrating the Father's Day, that is in America, that the period that they have a lot of calls is on Mother's Day. The largest number of call record they have is on Mother's Day, when people keep calling their mothers. You understand? Can you imagine? Yeah. And I'm wondering if fathers or dads or they all fathers. Most times people feel, they say mother is supreme. Yes. Yeah. But personally, I feel both parents are supreme. We had a conversation on SOP Online Conversation. We talked about it takes 2 to parent. One person cannot parent alone. Even if a person is a single parent, there's always this other figure, maybe a mother figure around or a father figure. So I believe that both the mothers and the fathers are important. There are certain things mothers can do, fathers cannot do. There are certain things fathers need to do that mothers cannot do. So we're excited to have this conversation. This is the first of its kind on SOP platform. So we're rooting for the dads today. So I think everybody will be excited. So quickly, Reverend Chima, how's fatherhood been for you?
Say that again.
How's fatherhood been for you? You're a father of 3 amazing children. How's it been so far?
It's been good. It's been really good. The lessons are unprecedented. They are, some of the things that I get to experience from these children. I wonder who taught them that. It comes really with a lot of heartwarming experience. Like I always say, I learned how much the Lord loves me, as in our Father God loves me, from having my son. So when Sean came, I began to understand much more, how much the Lord loves me. So it's been December this year will be 11 years of being a father, and my life is forever changed. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's good to know that when children come into the lives of people, is like a new page has been opened onto you. And I feel it's based on
Hmm.
how we accept the new phase. That's how it goes for us. Most times people see parenting as, definitely, I always say it's hard work, but your perception of the hard work is what determines how you go through the work. It's a good experience, and
Absolutely.
it's a privilege to be a parent. It's a huge
Oh,
privilege
yes,
for
it
God
is.
to entrust us with people and say mold them into the individuals I want them to be. So I believe it's a rare privilege, and it's really good to have a father of three here. So you have both the daughter and the sons. So you have the experience on both sides. Very
On
important.
both sides.
So quickly, I'm going to ask the question. How would you describe how would you describe the role of fathers in parenting, and why do you believe it is important? How would you describe the role of fathers in parenting, and why is it important?
Okay. The role of fathers cannot be overemphasized. A father is okay. Let me use the word true north. If you look at the if you're there's a conversation around how sailors stay on track while at sea. There are times where, because of the storm and all of those, it is difficult for the sailor to know where east is, where north is, where south is, where west is. But there is always a true north that defines the every other part of the sailor's experience. For me, this is what the role of the father is. The father is the one who provides the most important of a child. So the father is the one who defines, who is the first person to help define the difference between good and evil. The father should be, I'm talking in the ideal case, the father is the one who determines the personality of the child, the confidence of the child. He determines how strong the child will eventually become. And so when you find that where fathers are absent, some of these strong persuasions are found to be a little, in most cases, a little thrown off balance. I will use a good example. I'm the last of five children. I'm the last of five children. And I remember traveling once, driving my dad to for a convention, a meeting in Benin. And we had finished that evening session and we are going to look for something to eat. And while we drove to a fast food, and we got to drive into the gate, and a security man looked at me. I was pretty young, and then he said to me, he said, "My friend, go and park outside." Now, I had already put the car on reverse when I heard my father speak over me. I heard him say, "You let a gate man turn you back." Do you know that, you see, it was not just about driving into the fast food, it was an instruction for a lifetime. For me, it was an instruction for a lifetime, that every gate that I get to, except I'm not serious with getting into the gate, I will get in. Who gave me that confidence is because I heard my father
That,
speak those words through into me, not just to my hearing, but into my spirit. So the role of a father is that true north, that one that provides all of the basic definition of the child, both male and female, that no matter what any other person says, it builds on that foundational definition. I'll stop there. I know it's a long conversation. I'll stop there for now.
that's so nice. I like the part you just said that it provides the father provides the basic definitions of both the male and female child. So
Yeah.
it tells me that as fathers, whatever we say to our children is very important. because
Absolutely.
whatever you say to them, you define who they are. So every
Absolutely.
father out there must be careful what they say to their children, what they speak over their children, because
Mhm.
they are like the authority figure over the life of their child. I
Yep.
believe that there is an authority that a father has over his children. So the words
Yes.
he proclaims over their lives stands. So every father needs to watch what they say, because you define like the personality of your child and
Mhm.
every other thing. So I think it's a
Absolutely.
very key point for fathers to know that they have such a huge, position, or a huge responsibility when it comes to their children. Because I believe, I don't know, I believe the perception people have is that once they have a child, maybe a male or a man has a child, they feel that's all about being a father. So I have a child, so I'm a father. But like what you've just said, it goes beyond just having a child. You must
Mhm.
understand that you have responsibilities and you have duties and roles. And even the duties goes beyond financial provision. Yes. Because
Absolutely.
I think that's what most fathers think, that once I'm providing, I'm fulfilling my responsibilities, I'm providing for the house. So I'm done. So it's a very,
You
I like
see,
that point. I like that point. They provide the true nuts. Very
yeah.
keyword, keyword, keyword. Okay. Now, in your opinion, what unique contributions do fathers bring to the parenting dynamic that differs from the mother? So why do we need fathers? Invariably, the mothers can do everything now. I was talking to somebody recently, like, it's easier for a woman to play the dual role and act like a father and both a mother than for a man to do the same thing. So now, what is actually that unique contribution that fathers bring to this parenting table? And why is it so different from what the mothers bring? What makes the
Okay.
fathers?
I'll give it. I'll give it to the mothers. The mothers are phenomenal. If you find a great mom, if you're, I'm privileged to have a great mom in my life. I'm privileged to be married to a great mom.
Yeah.
My wife is phenomenal. Yes. Nobody would take that away from both my mom and my wife, who is the mom of my kids. Now,
Yeah.
I find very critically that the woman has a strong dynamics of diversity, being able to multitask between doing several things at the same time. However,
True.
there are certain things that are much more spiritual, much more instructional that a father brings. One of the major, okay, I'll talk about six things quickly. They used to be five, but recently I just added the sixth one to it. Now, it used to be a father, a priest, a prophet, a pastor, and a protector. So I'll go over it again. Used to be a provider, a protector, a priest, a prophet, and a pastor. That's what it used to be. But now I added one more, and I called it
Okay.
presence. One of the most one
Presence.
of the most one of the most important roles of fathers is to be there. You are not doing anything, just be there. Just because your daddy is there, the entire dynamics of confidence, of character, of instruction, of strength, of everything, the entire dynamics of it changes just because daddy is there. The kind of confidence a child will have looking through the audience just to see his daddy or her daddy there cheering her up or cheering him up changes the entire dynamics. And you see, one of the greatest things and assurances that we have as believers is that our Heavenly Father has assured us that He will be there. So
Yes.
even when we're going through a hard time, we know that He's there. Even when we don't have everything figured out, we know that He's there. Even though we have needs there physically here and there, we know that He's there. The assurance that He is there is what takes us through. However, what I have found is that in recent times, people have they think that men think that they can pay their presence. They think that they can gift away their presence. They think that they can, your mother is there, go and talk to your mother. No. The major role that changes the entire dynamics, that no matter how present a mother is, she cannot be present enough for the father. Let me give you a good
True.
example. This may sound a little wonderful, but it's wonderful. When my first child was born, Sean, when Sean was born in Port Harcourt. Then we didn't have everything figured out. We needed support as in financially and all of those. We were new in the city. We just moved into Abuja. We didn't have all of the support we needed at the time, to be able to have a child and all of to take care of a new baby, a new mother, and all of those. Um, my wife had to go give birth in Port Harcourt. Now, before I came in, my sister-in-law will call in and say, this your son can cry. This your son, he can cry. So I would say, don't worry, he'll be okay, he'll be fine. Do you know something amazing happened? The moment I knocked on her door in Port Harcourt and walked in through the door, the boy stopped crying. To the
Wow.
degree that my sister-in-law started beefing him to say, now you have made me a liar now. All of a sudden, you have made me a liar now. Now, as wonderful as this story is, it helps portray my point that present spiritually, present in their education, present to know their friends, be friends with your kids. You don't just you know what mothers do to their fathers, to their husbands, is that the husband only is called in when there is a correction to be made. I will report it to your
Yes.
daddy. So the only relationship the child has with daddy is when daddy is coming to be mean. You understand? Is when
Yes,
daddy is
yes.
coming to be the one who is giving instructions. Yes, we will give discipline. Yes, we will be the strong voice in the family. But it is critical, fathers, that we are actively present in our children's lives, actively present in our family life,
True.
point where the children know that you are there. Deep, as simple as this is, it manages the entire dynamics, changes the entire dynamics of parents, of parenting in our times.
Very
Yeah,
true. Very true. I like the part of in this time and age, we need present fathers.
need presence,
Fathers
fathers.
that are present. Not just there's something we
Yes.
learned during the last school of parenting workshop we had. And one of the speakers said something. I think I said it in the last online conversation also. She said, we need parents that will be present and not just present, absent parents. So, not just present,
Yeah.
that parents are just present physically, but they are disconnected emotionally from their children or spiritually. So, there can be
Yeah.
fathers in the house. You literally see them in the house, but they are not in the house because
They are
there's
not
no
there.
connection. They don't know their children. Like you said, the father needs to know the child. They don't know their children. They don't have a connection with their children. And it's really true that part that most times children see their fathers as the one that disciplines them and punishes them.
Mm-hmm.
So when they hear
Mm-hmm.
daddy's voice, everybody's running. Nobody sits in the sitting room when daddy's around. Daddy is the
Nobody.
Almighty. You can't sit around the Almighty now. You just take another seat because there's a picture. I think our families or this generation has painted in the mind of children that the father is the one that carries the whip. So there's a boundary. Don't come close to daddy. But we need to raise fathers
Mm-hmm.
in this day and time that have connection with their children. I like that part of present fathers that are
Yeah.
present, that their children can walk up to them and speak with them. Your children are free with you.
Yeah.
Now, that does not
Yeah.
negate the part of discipline. Discipline must always be in place. And like I always say, discipline means to train, to mold, not necessarily to inflict
Mm-hmm.
pain. So discipline must always be in place. But fathers must learn to bridge that gap. There's a gap when it comes to if you enter into most homes, I know this generation, fathers are trying, you young fathers, but enter into some homes, you find out that there's always the children don't have that flow with daddy as much as they have with mommy.
Yeah,
Not necessarily because
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
see their father every day. The father sleeps in that house. The father wakes up with them. But there's this mindset they have, no, daddy, just reverence daddy. So it's very important, like you said, to
Mm-hmm.
maintain the dynamics of parenting. Fathers must be present. Fathers must be present. Fathers must give to have connection with their children. So let's not leave it for the mommy. You know, like you said, most parents say, "Go and meet your mommy. Go and meet your mommy. Go and meet your mommy. I'm busy. Go and meet your
Come meet
mommy."
your mommy.
So I
Yeah,
think it's time
yeah.
for mommies to say, "Go and meet your daddy. Go and connect with your daddy. At least let them be that bridge." Yes.
You know the
Most
truth.
of
The
me, that looks
truth.
like a competition.
Mhm. Yeah, I was going to say that the truth is that even the simple conversations of go and meet your mommy, your child wants to talk to you, you say, I'm busy. There is something about rejection that is subtle.
Yeah.
Just like there is something about acceptance that is subtle. If a boy or a girl knows that she always has daddy's attention, even in the midst of the so called important conversations, it strengthens their self worth in the long run. You understand?
True.
It strengthens their self worth
Yes,
in the
yes.
long run. No boy is going to show up one day and tell the girl something daddy hasn't told her. Nobody is going to wake up one day and make the boy feel less of himself. He knows that I can talk to my dad. She knows that I can talk to my daddy about this boy. She knows that nobody's going to talk to me wrong. My daddy is there. She knows my daddy. He knows my daddy is there. And my son going to write primary six exam asked me, he said, Daddy, will you be there? Will you take me to write my primary six exam? I had a very busy Saturday. So I told him, I said, you know what? You would go with the school bus, but I promise you that when you are coming out of that exam hall, I will be there. I will be there. So while he was writing the exam, I'm sure that a part of his mind has already told him that is around somewhere. So while the school bus came to, we had while the school made arrangement to pick up the other kids, I was there to pick my own son up. And then you could see him giving me first-hand information on how the exam went. It was simple. That this one, that one. I'm saying, wow, I know you now. You're a superstar. That kind of thing. As simple as it may seem, it means a whole world. My wife introduced something in our family
Yeah.
called our family time every Friday. It's a big deal for the children. It's a big deal. And what I've tried to do, in spite of all of the schedule, every time I'm in town, I try to be available for them, have something to eat, have something to share. Then we play, we dance, DJ Rafi together, and everybody's happy. Those memories is what will eventually stay with them for a lifetime. They will not remember your
True.
corrections. They will remember the memories that you formed with them growing up. Yes, ma'am.
Very true. I always say to parents out there, create good memories with your children. Like you rightly said, those are the things they remember. We must learn to create good memories for our children. Now, I want to acknowledge everyone that is online. I can see I can see Adieri, Mr. Adieri Deji online. I can see Mrs. Itoa, Isaac John. Now, there's a question. There's a question here. I'll just take the question right away. There's a question here. The question is, there are
Okay.
situations where the fathers cannot afford to be physically present. In such situations, Rev, what can be done? Situations where the
I
fathers
lost
are
you.
not physically
I
present,
lost you
what
there
can
in
be
a bit.
done in such situations?
I lost you there. I lost you there in a bit. Can you go
Okay,
again?
let me, there's a question here. Someone is asking, okay, the question is, there are situations where the fathers cannot afford to be physically present. In such situations, what can be done? The fathers are not physically present. So what can you do in such situations? Being that we're talking about present fathers.
Um, okay. Okay, I will start from two levels. The first level is the father has to be at work most of the time. So he's in the same country or the same city, but he has to be locked up at work. Make the times that you are at home count. Make the time. Oftentimes, what happens is that you are on 1 month, 2 months off, 2 months at work, and then when you come back, you are now focused on your side hustle in town. You are looking out for your uncle, you are looking out for your business, you are going to one place, you are coming back. The children can't even find you. You understand? So the time that you have with them, make it count. Now, the second category is the people who are in separate countries and they cannot be there for prolonged period of time. The privilege we have in our generation, the privilege of technology, leverage on technology. I have a friend who works in another country, and but I told him, I said, you are more present virtually. He has mastered the act of being, he's one of my core leaders in church, and I cannot get him replaced because even though I cannot see him physically, I can feel his presence. I go to his house and I see that from where he is in another country, he can set up a Google Meet with the children. He can wake up the children from sleep. He can turn on the TV. Yes, that may be too high tech, but primarily video calls are there. Several ways of ensuring that you are asking your children the critical questions of their day. Like, number one, how was your day? How are you doing at school? You are talking to the school teachers. Hey, hello, my name is this. I'm this person's father. I want to know how they are doing in school. At the end of the day, while you are talking with them, you're saying, hello, let me use Sean for example. Hi, Sean, how are you doing? I spoke with your teacher today. He said you are doing well
Okay, I
in
think I'm some
XYZ.
network issues
And then,
from Reverend Chima's part side. So we hope that it will okay, okay. Okay, Reverend Chima, yes.
yeah, can you still hear me?
Yes,
Can you
I
hear
can
me
hear you
now?
now. I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so I was saying for parents who can't be present, leverage on technology, either a phone call, consistent phone call. Let them hear your voice, see your face in the morning. Let them hear your voice, see your face in the evening. Let them be able to know that you are right in the heart of their lives. And then also fit them into the plan. Is either you are traveling to them or they are traveling to you. I see fathers who are away 3 years, 4 years. I understand the realities of economics. However, as much as it lies within you cannot relinquish presence on whatever platform. I was speaking with a very senior colleague. He was at the point of retirement and he was going back to his home country. And I was asking him, what are the top three things you would do differently if you had to go back 23 years earlier? What are those things that you would do differently? And one of the things that he told me it was that I would never sacrifice being there for my children at their tender ages. Now, this man has made all the monies. This man he has made monies on every platform in every way. However, he made that statement to me, and that became for me an important part of all of my decision making process. So, no matter what it takes you, ensure that you make memories that will last a lifetime. Pastor Kitty, are you Pastor Kitty? Oh, I think it's her network. All right. Hello. I think we lost Pastor Kitty. I may need to call in for support now. Are they? I'm the only one there, right? All right. Any other questions? You see why it's good to have your wife near you? Wife, is there any other questions there? All right. So pair fathers, we need you to be present. We need you to, to be present. So earlier, I had spoken about the five P's. So while I was talking about, while we wait for Pastor Kite to join us, let me just expound on the other P's. A father is a priest. Who is a priest? A priest is the one who stands between God and man. A priest is the one who stands between God and man. Who is a prophet? A prophet is one who speaks over the people on behalf of God. So a prophet is one who speaks over the people on behalf of God. Who is a pastor? A pastor is the one who cares for the people on behalf of God. All right. Now he provides emotional support, provides emotional touch. He's able to care. He's able to provide nourishment, both physically, both spiritually. All right. Now, a provider is one whose primary assignment is to make sure that all needs of the family are met. He ensures that all the needs of the family are met. Now, and then a protector. A protector is one who ensures that no member of the family feels insecure because of any factor that he can control. So, a protector is one who provides that security, that cover, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Your children know that daddy will protect them. They know. Your wife knows. During Mother's Day, we're talking about that. And one of the things we talked about was that, yes, it's more, we're talking about mothers and fathers. And we say that, yes, even your wife is your first child. You must provide that support, provide that security.
Yeah.
Let your wife know that she's safe. Don't throw her under the bus. Let your children know that daddy will protect me. Don't throw them under the bus. So these are the other five P's. Fathers, you are a priest, the one who stands between God and man, who interfaces. Women, mothers come naturally with an intercessory grace, but that intercessory grace does not replace you as one who provides and provides spiritual covering for your family. I will always say to new couples in church, now this man you are seeing here, tell the woman, this man you are seeing here is your primary pastor. I will not have influence over him. So it is critical to see and to note all of this as the extra five P's for fathers in our time. Praise God.
Wow, wow,
Pastor
wow,
Kitty, are you
wow. Strong words. Yes, strong words.
there?
Strong
Praise
words.
God.
Fathers are priests, they are prophets, they are pastors, they are providers, they are protectors, and need to be present. Very strong. I like the part you said that even
Present,
though
yeah.
the
That is
women
true.
naturally are intercessors, they cannot take that
Yeah,
role. The father is like
yeah.
the watchman over his entire household, and it's very important.
Mhm.
So I think it's a clearing call to fathers watching out
Absolutely.
there that we need to up our games and take up that responsibility. So regardless of the fact that a man has a
Mhm.
praying wife, he's still the priest over his home. He's still
Yeah,
the priest over his home. So you must take that responsibility. There's another
absolutely.
question here. Now, I don't mind.
Absolutely.
If you have questions, you can drop them. Even if it's just your questions we answer for this online conversation, we are
Mhm.
fine. We can schedule another SOP online fathers part two. Pitch him, you're with me, right?
Absolutely.
We just get level two. So there's another question here.
What am I doing with myself?
And
I'm here.
the question is from Success Godwin. It says, For children without fathers, how can that gap be bridged?
I had this question coming. I had this question coming in one of our conversations in church. It was a single mother who asked the question. Now, my response to her is what I'll respond here as well. Create, prayerfully find a father figure for your child. It's either in the person. Now, it's a decision that must be prayerfully, carefully, mentally, everything you need to put on the table to make that decision, please. It is not something that will be done out of emotions. No. It is not something that will be done out of a romantic feeling. No. It's not because you like the man as your somebody, you now think that he's a good father figure. No. It has to be someone who is providing these five, who can provide these five, or at least most of these five for your children. They are there. They are pastors, an uncle, a relative, someone, a cousin, a relative that you can see is a model. You can look at him and see Christ. You can look at him and see purpose. You can look at him and see someone who has his life set out. You can see that. Have that person. I have someone who called me many years ago, somewhere around 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. The son somehow came to church, and the boy said, hi, he has not seen this kind of pastor before that laughs, that makes jokes, that wears jeans. He has not seen that kind of pastor before. So it's me that he wants to be his pastor. So the mother said, this one that he found you, sir, please, can you be that one that come to? So I said, yes, why not? So when the matter goes beyond the woman, she picks up her phone and she calls me. See, this boy has started again. I will call him. The moment I call him, he will pick. Or he will be the one to call me. Hey, my mother is doing this to me. She doesn't feel me. She doesn't feel me. I say, okay, calm down. We will discuss it. We'll go through, we'll talk about all the issues. I would take out time and highlight where he is right, where he is wrong. And I will tell him also that this woman is giving everything, and you have a responsibility to show her respect and honor. So you see, find somebody who can play that role spiritually, physically. It doesn't have to be anybody that as a woman or a mother you are romantically attached to. It doesn't have to be. It can be a separate parallel relationship for the purpose of providing that father figure role to your children. Yeah. Hello, Pastor, are you there?
That's a lot. That's a lot. So there's always a way out. There's always a way out for single parents, single mothers. Yes, single mother. The
Yeah.
right word should be single mothers to be able to get that
Very
father
funny.
figure for their children. There's always somebody there that can fit into that description
Yeah.
for the children. And I like the part that you said the woman does not necessarily have to be romantically
No.
involved with the man. What you're looking for is a father figure for your children. So it's not compulsory that you must be emotionally involved with that person.
Yeah.
You need someone that can take the position of a father over them. So I hope Reverend Chima has done justice to that question, and I hope the person has gotten the answer. So if we have more questions, we can drop the questions. I'll take them as we go. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question now. When it comes to the academics of children, their academical excellence, their cognitive abilities, is there a role fathers play in children becoming better academically or in their cognitive development?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I wonder why I laughed. I laughed because there is a myth.
Yes.
There is a myth that fathers know maths and mothers know English. So when is a math, physics, all of the tough stuff, go and meet your daddy. When is the Bible study, home economics, all of English,
Yeah,
go and
meet
meet
your
your
mommy.
mommy. Both parents have a critical role to play. I'm going to confess on this one. Between me and my wife is the one who has the patience to teach for a long time. In fact, she likes to teach. So before you go front and come back, she has gone to look for one video to play. Oh man, everybody's jumping, everybody's happy. I don't have that time. So when it comes to mass or some of those things that I know, I'll just show you the basic principles and I will watch you do them. When it comes to education, both parents must be involved according to the areas of your strength. Like I've highlighted, between myself and my wife is the better teacher for children. However, it doesn't mean now that I go rogue. No, I am present to provide the support that I can. Maths and every other area that comes up. So be there primarily. Fathers, be there, help with the maths, look at their books, talk to their teachers, go for PTA, go for PTA. PTA is Parents Teachers Association. Some people call it Parents Teachers Forum, not MTA, Mothers Teachers Association. Is Parents Teachers Association. Daddy, go for PTA meeting. Be there. All of these things, like when they have
Yes.
open days,
Yeah.
for example, sometimes, especially for the male children, they like that it's daddy that came for them. They like that it's daddy. I speak from my own experience. They like that, oh, daddy made out time to be there. One of the last ones, Sean told me, he said, I'm putting Sean on the spot. He's looking at me and smiling. All right. Now, Sean told me, he says, promise me that you'll be there. I had to promise him that I'll be there. And I was there. I tried to be there. Now, I understand the dynamics between hustle and this responsibility. But there is no better feeling that your child can have to know that in spite of how busy you are, you have made them priority. It changes the entire dynamics. Now, when it comes to being vocal concerning the academics, you tell your child, don't talk to your child based on what the school results have said. Talk to your child based on what you expect them to become. So I tell my boys, I tell my children, you know you're a superstar. This exam, you knock it off. You know it. Just calm down, study the questions, make sure you understand before you write. Don't be in a hurry. I give all of those talks. I try to give all of those talks, all of those encouragement. You know you're a superstar. The exam is a knockover. You have read it, you are read, you know it. Just calm down, just be there. All of those conversations help them build confidence, especially coming from you. That's where the coaching side of the father comes in. Yeah.
Very keyword. When we were talking, I smiled because I'm going to read a comment here. You can't see the comment, but I'm going to read a comment.
Oh.
And I will tell you who sent the comment. And the comment says, Reverend Chima's wife is the better teacher for our children. And there's an emoji.
Who said that? To who?
Okay.
Actually, that's the truth.
So much you have said. You have said too much. I'm always an advocate of the fact that fathers should take more responsibility in getting involved in their children's academics.
I have a feeling
Like you said
that's my wife that's
something,
made
it's
that
PTA,
statement.
not MTA. It's Parents Teachers Association. Fathers, I know fathers they get so busy sometimes. Find time to be involved in your children's academics. Open day, go for open day. Ask questions. It is so important. So important. Most times, I think when it comes to all those activities in schools, fathers think it's the responsibilities of the mothers. Don't worry, your mother will come for the inter sport. Don't worry, your mother will come for the open day. Don't worry, your mother will come for PTMT. Don't worry, your mother will come and take your results. Everything is the mother when it goes, but I'm paying the school fees, I'm trying. Your mother will do the rest. But there's this part where fathers get involved. And there's some research researches that have been done, and they said that, let me read, that when fathers are engaged in children's education, the children, their test scores, their attendance increases, the students are more involved in school activities just by father getting involved. This is
Yeah.
science. This is just science. But if
Yeah.
science can prove some points, then I think we should pay attention to it. So
Mhm.
the father should get more involved in their children's academics, get involved in them doing their assignments. Sometimes I know they come home, fathers are tired, but you can just look over like, what are you doing? Oh, can I assist? Okay, what was the assignment? How did your day go? How did your day go in school today? How was just find a way. Find a way to be involved in your children's academy.
Absolutely.
It pays a lot. It pays a lot to do that. So I think that's a good one. I think that's a good one. So kudos to Reverend Chima's wife for being the better teacher for the children. But as Reverend Chima said, he plays his role. So even though one spouse is better at teaching the children, the other one should not just let it say, okay, it's your work. Oh, yeah, you know you're good at this. Leave me alone. Let me do my work.
Absolutely.
Find a
Absolutely.
way. Find a way. It's a good one. Very okay. So quickly, we're gradually getting closer to ending this conversation. Now I'm going to ask this question: what are some societal stereotypes or misconceptions about fathers' role in parenting? What are some misconceptions people have about the role of fathers in parenting, and how do we correct these misconceptions?
Okay, we've been talking about some of the misconceptions from the start. We've been talking about some of the misconceptions. For example, there is a father's role to find the money, and it's a mother's role to raise the children. So when it's a good child, it's his father's child. When it's a naughty child, it's the mother's child. You know, we have all of those stereotypes. But the truth is that a father is the pattern that the children follow. A father is the pattern presenter, the one who has the pattern, the blueprint. Now, if you relinquish that, if you give that away, you will lose your relevance in the long run. I tell you that you will lose your relevance in the long run. Now, you see how a father says, no, I'm paying school fees, so you people should handle the rest. No, 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 no. Children don't remember the money you paid. They don't remember the fees you paid. They don't remember the gifts you sent. What they remember is how they felt being with you. So, have you wondered why when children get married and leave, in most cases, the person they call to check on the family is their mother. Amazingly,
True.
the person they call to check mother. They call their mother to check on. Now, the man will be there feeling abandoned. After all, I paid her school fees. After all, I sent her to UK. After all, I sent her to this. This boy is ungrateful. The truth is, how much space been able to secure in their hearts. These are strong lessons that fathers must learn. We fathers must pattern a different order in our generation. We had great fathers who thought they were doing, who actually did the best that they knew to do. But the truth is that when it all gets down, it is the memories that we have created with these parents that will eventually, with these children, sorry, that will eventually count. Fathers, you are the owner, the custodian of the blueprint of your family. You can't relinquish that to your wives. Now, another myth that we have is that it is mothers that cook. Now, that is good by the virtue of rules, but
Yes.
science tell that one of the great is food. So I'm not saying go turn into a chef. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is periodically give experiences that has to do with cooking, prepare food, even if it means buying it and serving it. Let the children know it came from you. I remember us. I remember us going. Well, if I say this now, I reported myself the extra mile of trying to do homemade shawarma. So I went. I kept going. I went to this shop, but I gave up. I gave up at some point because gathering the thing was hard. My wife now said, "These children have been waiting for this shawarma. They need this shawarma." I used to drive to buy the things to do the shawarma. Was more than buying the shawarma from a shop. But you needed to see, the feedback, the feeling. Everybody that cared to know knew that daddy made shawarma. It's indelible in their hearts. So it's mothers, yes, provide basic nourishment, but once in a while, do things that are against the tide, against your natural trajectory. Do things are not what your children are used to. You understand? Don't just spray money around just because you have it. No, go the extra just to create those very stories. It will pay you off when you are in your 50s sitting down and your daughter travels all the way from wherever around the world just to come and check on you. It will pay you off.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, that's a lot. Fathers, please cook. I heard that one. Fathers, cook. If you cannot cook, go buy the food and make it
I
look
didn't
like
say
you cooked
I
the
didn't say
food.
turn us to chef. Oh.
And that's very true. The way fathers interact in the home, especially with their wives, is actually painting in the mind of the children how to interact with people. Most of the children we see, the way they interact with those outside is what they see in the home. I was saying somewhere that we must learn to be do
Yeah,
as I do parents. So children learn by
yeah.
observation. So when a father interacts well in the home, the children knows that okay, this is the way I should interact. For example, a father that assists with domestic chores in the home, he assists the wife, like you said, he cooks sometimes, he
Mm.
may bait the children. Yes. In some places it's like a taboo if a man is the one baiting the children. But I think those are misconceptions people have about father and the role of fathers. A father can bait his children. A father
Absolutely.
can prepare his children for
Absolutely.
school. Yes.
Of course.
It's part of
Of
the
course.
moment you have connection with your children. You're preparing your children for school. You're gisting with them. You're discussing with them. So it's not about this thing about gender roles. There's sometimes you can interface. You can do some other things. Your wife is doing something. You're doing another
Mhm.
thing. The children grow up with the mentality that if I get to my house, I can do this for my spouse. Because most of the times, the way we live when we grow up or get married is based on what we have seen our parents do, except, like I always say, there's an intervention. We receive light on the
Absolutely.
matter, so we shift our path. So I believe that
Yeah.
fathers can up their game and do something different. Something you have not done for your family in a while, or you have never done for your family. A father can change the diapers of his baby. Abi, it's not possible. Teach him. Did you ever change diapers? Teach him.
I'm a master diaper changer. The,
A father can change the
see,
diapers
you
of
see,
of his
the truth
baby.
is
Yes, very
all of them,
important.
all three of
Not
them.
like a wow,
Story is
wow.
that
Not like the mother leaves the baby for the
the truth
father.
about the truth about the story is that thing we're discussing helps for um it helps for better engagement with your children. It does. It helps for better engagement with your children. It helps for bonding. That time you are changing the diaper, you are playing with your daughter, you are playing with your son. That time you are changing it, that time you are giving them a bath, that time you are wearing the trouser. Those are moments that can change the entire trajectory of the lives of your children forever. As you are wearing them their shorts, you are telling your son, do you know you are a superstar? Kai, I can't wait to see you when you are 15 years, how you have turned the world upside down, how you have invested. You are buttoning his shirt. Kai, see this my son. Kai, super boy. You are a super. See this girl. How can somebody be this beautiful? Chai. All of those moments
Wow.
are important moments. When you are dropping them off at school, those are important moments. Those are critical moments that can buy you an eternal place in the hearts of your children. That if life happens in a certain way, your children will say, Kai, my daddy was a phenomenal man. When they are older, they can say, like I can say, um, without any sense of reservation, that I am privileged to have one of the most outstanding fathers in the world. Yes, I can say
Wow.
that I am a better man because of the model of my father before me. And my prayer is that my son will be able to say the same thing, that he is a better father and man because of the father that he had before him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow. That's a great testimony, great one. And I pray that for every father watching, that our children will have this good testimony about us, that they can be proud to say, I am where I am who I am. I'm a better person because of my father. And we don't have time. If not, we would have looked at fathers have a role in how their daughters turn out, a very key role. And that's why I'm thinking we'll have fathers so important in parenting level 2 or part 2. I think it will be very important because there's a significant role fathers play in the life of their daughters, very significant role, and it's
absolutely.
very important. But I'm going to read
Absolutely.
something on the comments right now. It says, Rev, I really wish this is what is obtainable, but realistically, it is not so. How can we encourage our men to be more active in the children's life generally? I think you have answered this question. How can we encourage our men to be more active in the children's life generally? Let me answer that question. Facing the specific challenges that meet them on a daily basis, trying to meet up, providing for their household, trying to pay the bills, trying to make major decisions. So, how can we encourage men to be more active in the lives of their children generally? Is there a workable plan?
I think there is. I think there is a workable plan. I think it's just a matter of making children priority in the sense of being present in their lives. I understand. Thank God I'm a father too. I work. In fact, I came into the house 6:35, 6:40 today, just to catch up with this segment. And afterwards, I still have a few more calls to make. However, I still make out time to play with the children, make out time to be present, let them know. Oftentimes, we expect the children to understand. So, fathers don't have the patience of explaining the realities of their day with their children. So, they just say, don't worry, when you grow up, you understand. No, they won't
Of
understand.
course.
They won't understand and they will not be able to explain it to their own children. So, if you are having a busy day, what you should do is let your children know, Daddy has had a very busy day. I'm really tired. Can we talk about this thing later? Now, when they come to you later, make time to explain the reality of your day. Let them be part of your day. Let them see themselves as a part of your life. That when you are busy, they know that you are busy. And then you are deliberately able to carve out time. Like my wife got family time for us for Friday evenings. It's very important. Take it seriously. take it very seriously. I try to take it seriously. Try when I'm in town, I try to take it seriously. When there's a program, I try to do things. It's not very easy. I understand. Please, I'm not here to beat down any daddy who is swamped. The bills are billing. The
True.
bills are billing, and there's nobody that will pay it. Your wife will only support. My thinking is anything my wife brings to the table financially is support for me. Is support for me. So it comes with great relief when she says, like so last week or 2 weeks ago, she says, "Hi, honey, this the children's graduation or something, their gown, no payment for the graduation itself." She now said, this graduation for paid for it. It was like a cup of water in a desert. It
Wow.
encourages us to go on. I understand that, but the children need you as well, and you must create that time for them. See it as profit, see it as investment. It's easy for men to relate with that. I know that this time I'm investing in my child will pay me off in the nearest future. Don't see it as waste of time. No, that would be unfair to you, to their mother, and to the children. First, note the order. First, it's unfair to you because when the chips are down, your children will not know you. I was listening to Paul Yonggi Cho, and he was talking about the children growing up, and he was talking and great, very, very great message. And he said that when the children grew up, they came to talk to him, and one of them said, "Pastor, good day, Pastor." He now said, Pastor. He now says, "Yes, that's the only version of you I know, Pastor Cho."
Wow. Wow.
Yes, that's the only version of you I know, Pastor Cho. He says, "Because I never knew you as daddy." But Yogi just made that statement. Now, as a pastor, yes, Pastor Yogi Cho is a great model that we want to follow after. We want to build as he has built. We want to lead a lot of people to Christ as he has done. We want to represent the kingdom in our own generation. But I honor him mostly to say you need to create the family that no matter you grow, become big. If you fail in your relationship to father your children, nothing else would matter.
Very true. Thank you so much. How will your child or your children know you as? How will they know you as a stranger or as the father that is loved by everybody outside and they don't even know you as a dad? It's a very key question we should ask ourselves, even the mothers. How will your child or your children know you as? Very key question. And I think that's one of the questions we should take home today. Let's keep asking ourselves on a daily basis the way I relate with my child, the time investment I put in. How will my child know me as?
Absolutely. Okay, I see a
We have
question.
to close this conversation.
Pastor, Revma, I see a question. She says, "I see that fathers normally have a soft spot for their daughters, sons. My question is, why is that
Yes.
so?" Have you seen that question?
I just saw it now. We're about to round up this conversation. We have overshot our time. And I think this is one of the conversations that it's like nobody wants to let us go. They want us to continue till 9 o'clock. Uh, I just saw the question.
But
Okay.
on the
What
surface,
would
that's true. That's true. That's true. Um, your okay. Let me say it the
okay?
way someone said it. He says, "Fathers raise their sons and spoil their daughters. It says, and mothers raise their daughters and spoil their sons. So that sorts the problem. So you see the dynamics of both parents being present. Till
Yes.
now, if I'm crossing the road with my mom, she wants to hold my hand across the road. And then, even though my dad has gone to be with the Lord, he will also, I will hear him say, my friend, would you cross that road? Are you a baby? All right. So you see the dynamics of it. You see the dynamics of it. It's the way God has created it to be. That the balance of a man and a woman will create the whole child. Someone who is emotionally, physically, spiritually balanced. The person is not in search of love and affection. The person is not also laid back and lazy. The person has some mix that produces a balanced human being that can change and influence their world. Yeah.
Thank you, Pastor Chima. Thank you, Reverend Chima. This section has been
My pleasure.
awesome. Um,
My pleasure. My
awesome.
pleasure.
Someone
Always.
wrote, please let's continue. We cannot continue. We have to end this conversation. Like I said, I think we'll have a part two of this conversation. There's a lot to talk about. So I think we'll have a part two so that we can wrap up the conversation. We're already overshot our time. So I'm going to
Yeah.
ask Reverend Chima to say a word to every one of us. Maybe an advice, something to the parents out there, even as we wrap up this conversation.
The Bible says children are an heritage of the Lord. The fruit of the womb is his reward. And he says, as arrows are in the hands of a mighty man, so is he whose quiver is full of them. What does it mean? That when God gives us children, he expects us to be like archers, master archers that will shoot our children into destiny. So you need to acquire skills for effective parenting. Whatever your children will become will be because of you. That's the truth. Is either they become better because you made them better, or first scenarios, or they become better because they never wanted to be like you, or they become bad because you made them bad, or they become bad because they are just like you. So
Wow.
the children are arrows in the hands of a mighty man, and God has entrusted you with those arrows, and you have the responsibility to shoot them not just on any target, but on that God has created them to be. Number two, your children are not you. Don't raise your children to become you. Raise your children to become the of themselves, and that will come with a lot of study. That will come with a lot of interaction. That will come with a lot of engagement. God bless you. There's a lot to say. I think I'll stop here.
Thank you so much, Reverend Chima. Thank you. Everyone out there, I know
Thank
we
you
have
so
had an
much,
amazing
everyone, for joining.
time. Thank you. If you have had value for your time today, can you tell me value? I've had value for my time here. I believe everybody has had a lovely conversation. So I'm going to conclude. I'm going to leave Reverend Chima live streaming. We started together. We're going to end together today. And I'm going to read two quotes. The first one is by Tony Gaskins. It says, any man can help make a child, but it takes a special man to help raise a child. And the next quote is by Anne Sexton, and it says, it does not matter who my father was, it matters who I remember he was. So, like we said, the memories we leave with our children. So, it doesn't matter who my father was, it matters who the child remembers who his father was. So, how your children see you matters a lot. The entire world may see you as a great father, but your children, did they see you as a great father? Let's ask ourselves those questions. You might be
Yeah.
a nice man, a wonderful man, a man that does, but in your home, what is the picture you create for your spouse and your children? I've always seen this conversation. Was it Zig Ziglar that said, to a child, love is spelled time. So let us give time to our children. It is one way we show that we love them. Give time to your spouse. It is very important. Now let's keep following us on our social media page. Is School of Parenting One. That's figure one on Instagram and Facebook. We're going to be having another conversation this month, so it's overload. Hopefully by last Monday of this month, by God's grace, we'll be having another conversation, and we'll plan for a second edition of this particular conversation. Fathers, why so important in parenting? We've had a lovely time. SOP 30 days affirmation card is still available. If you need a copy or the pack, you can DM me. Thank you so much, Reverend Chima. I have been so blessed. I've been educated, and I believe everybody, you can see the value. People are excited. And thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you so much. I cannot mention everybody's name, but thank you
And
so much. Without you, this conversation would just be myself and Reverend Chima. So thank you for giving your time. God bless you, everyone. I will see you in the next edition of SOP Online Conversation. Reverend Chima, do have a beautiful night. Regards to your beautiful wife and your children. Thank you so much for coming online. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you,
yeah, thank
everyone.
you so
So
much.
it's
Thank
bye from me
you,
tonight.
everyone.
Have a
Thank you,
good
thank you, thank
night.
you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.